flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new
Well, welcome everybody back after a little hiatus last week. We're back behind the wheel here in the Tuesday night Veterans for Life Late Model Stock Series. We're at the little track here at Langley. It's a little third-mile track. Not a whole lot of banking, and it should be a whole heck of a lot of fun here tonight. And for the, we'll call it the surprise of the week, we have a guest commentator tonight. He is the league commissioner, series commissioner for the Late Model Stock Series. He is also last year's Cruising Classics Next Gen champion, winner of many races here in Goat Locker, and commonly referred to as a redheaded stepchild. Even though we love him, well, probably like a stepchild. It's Jake Ellickson.
How's it going, Pat?
Hey, I'm glad to be back in the booth. I was glad to be, well, I would say I was glad to be back racing yesterday, but I sucked yesterday at Texas. But it was still good to be behind the wheel of the car. But it's great to be back racing. It was a fun off week. A lot of stuff moving with our sponsors. Had great meetings with Veterans for Life, Jam Printing and Promotions. Monday, we kind of launched the Goat Locker Racing store, and we've got some hats and T-shirts for sale. So, but focus on tonight, man. What do these drivers have in store for them tonight, Jake?
Judging by from watching a little bit of the practice, it looks like a little bit of loose conditions, especially on the exit of the corners. So probably a little bit of throttle control will take place, but as always, these late models are always on rails. I'm pretty sure we'll see Tanner's a good one. He'll be starting from the rear of the field from his win in prior to the bye week. And then Jamie Perkins, I see a lot of improvements from him. Hope to see him up front, trying to contend for a win here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully tonight. Ryan Perkins has always been a front runner around here, so we'll see what tonight brings us.
Yeah, I can't wait, man, and I couldn't agree with you more. These guys have all put in a whole lot of work. Tanner's been bad fast, winning races. Had a lot of fun talking to him, and everything. And I know he's excited to be here. But yeah, we're going to send him to the back, so that's going to really move Cameron Mason and Bobby Germain up, which is awesome. But yeah, Jamie Perkins been putting in a lot of work. You can see the speed starting to come. Same with Ryan Perkins. I mean, I don't know if these Perkin guys are hanging out with each other or what the deal is, but both of them really starting to improve here a little bit. Good to see Bobby Germain out here as well, and Doug Ellingson. Doug continues to put in the work week in and week out in each one of the series, so it's exciting to see what he could do here tonight. But we'll get to tonight's starting lineup. Again, brought to you by Veterans for Life Foundation. Tanner Bethea, again, with the pole here this evening with a lap time of 15.631. And as we could tell, he already knows the drill. He's going to drop down to the bottom and to the rear of the field. Starting in second position now is going to be Cameron Mason in the 86 machine. Now moving up basically to the pole position is going to be Bobby Germain in that number 13. Starting in the fourth position is going to be Ryan Perkins. Fifth, Jamie Perkins. And then we've got Doug Ellingson rolling off sixth. And Will Bethea, unfortunately, could not make it here this evening with some technical difficulties. But, hey, Will, if you're tuned in or able to tune in, wish you were out here on track. We'll see what your brother Tanner can do here tonight. We got 70 laps here tonight, and they're going to click by pretty quickly. I'd imagine, I don't know, I mean, we were seeing, obviously the pole qualification time was a 15.6. I would think race pace is probably around 16 seconds. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Jake?
Yeah, race pace would probably be around that 15.9, 16-second mark. I figure we're going to be here hopefully with no cautions. Caution laps do not count. But here we go, green.
A little bit of a stack up there as some went, some didn't go, but everybody kind of got the whole thing sorted out. But Bobby Germain is going to move forward there, but Cameron Mason's going to still try to stay to his outside here. But a lot of what you're going to see tonight, you see here on these first couple of opening laps, is you could really use the apron here. We're going to call it the apron, but there's not really much of a difference. There's a little bump there, but oh my goodness, as Tanner Bethea was really thinking about squirting that thing 3 wide, but wisely kind of backed out of it there, and he's going to go on the offensive here as he is just mowing through the field.
And look at Jamie Perkins up there in that second spot, and what a great start to the race he's having.
Yeah, and Bobby Germain really probably leading some of the first laps he's led all season long. Looking very strong in the number 42 machine. And yeah, and just like you said, Jamie Perkins really running some strong laps right now, looking comfortable behind the 88 machine.
And my fellow Veterans for Life teammate right there.
Yes, sir. As now we see Tanner Bethea move by Jamie Perkins. Cameron Mason does as well, as so move Tanner up to the second spot, and he has got his eyes set on Bobby Germain now. And again, folks, these laps are going to click off real quick here, as we are already going to be working lap number 7 of 70 here tonight from Langley Speedway. Tanner with a little bit of a blinking issue there. Looks like Bobby Germain just got pulled out of the way there and let him go on by. Cameron Mason's going to follow Tanner Bethea right through. So move Tanner up to the lead of this race. Cameron Mason to second, and now Bobby Germain falls back to that third position after leading the first 7 laps here tonight. Cameron Mason into that outside wall a little bit. All right, Tanner, you and Will need to get your internet figured out.
Stop blinking.
Yeah, stop blinking. Makes it hard to stay on you for the broadcast, my man. But Tanner Bethea, go ahead, Jake.
We know you guys like McDonald's, but not the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's no bueno. No bueno. Oh, and Cameron Mason into that outside wall one more time here. And we're going to see that quite a bit here this evening. These late model stock cars can take a beating, and it really doesn't even scrub much speed when they hit the wall like that. It's just a little, hey, how you doing? And we're going to keep the party moving.
Yeah, these things are definitely built like a tank. I know we've seen Doug Ellingson take quite a few hits in the late models, and he still keeps and maintains speed just fine. And I'm sure Cameron can do the same.
Yeah, so let's take a moment here and kind of work our way through the field as we see Tanner Bethea continuing to lead here tonight. After starting at the rear of the field, quickly moved his way up to take over this first position. And he's kind of stepped out to about a half-second lead right now over Cameron Mason. But Cameron's not letting him go right now, running second right now. And then we step back and we look back at Bobby Germain, who led quite a few laps here at the start of this race. Has really settled back into that third position. Again, these top three guys really all running around that 15-9, 15-8 position. So doing really, really well and matching each other. Jamie Perkins settled back into the fourth position after running second there for a little while. As he continues to kind of try to find a groove a little bit, running some pretty competitive lap times as well. Doug Ellingson up to the fifth position, as we see him move up one spot from where he started. And then we've got Ryan Perkins right now, who's dropped back down to the sixth position. So down a couple spots from where he started, but being able to hang in right there with the 58 car.
Yeah, they're putting on a good battle back there in the back. They've been swapping back and forth pretty much almost every other lap. You know, Doug's hanging really hard on the outside, all the time. Then Ryan will just make that slightest mistake, and Doug will capitalize on that.
And this time around, Ryan's moved ahead of him and kind of pulling away here a little bit. As now the gap between Tanner and Cameron has increased to 1.2 seconds at this point in time. So Cameron's starting to lose touch with our leader, Tanner Bethea, right now.
And there's not that much difference in the lap times between them. Maybe, 700ths and swapping, a little bit lower than that. But, Cameron's doing a really good job of hanging in, trying to hang in there with Tanner, trying to find that groove.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jake. I think the lap times have been pretty close between the two of them. I think it's those little mistakes, the little mistakes that Tanner's not making, and staying consistent with his lap times, because you'll see Cameron's kind of bounce around a little bit. He'll match Tanner, and then he'll either hit the wall or miss a corner, and he'll drop a couple tenths. And I think that's what's making the difference right now. But still a very, very strong race for Cameron Mason here tonight.
Oh, for sure.
Again, folks, this is going to go by pretty quickly here as we're getting ready to work lap number 25 of our scheduled 70 here tonight. And really, Jake, these guys kind of spread themselves out. Looks like Jamie Perkins and Ryan Perkins are the two closest car on track right now, as those two are going to battle it out for the fourth position. We'll take a look here. We'll look out the back at Jamie Perkins' car right now, as Ryan Perkins coming up on the back end of him. Oh, and that is a whole lot of the 17's nose right there. Ryan Perkins, oh my goodness. Tries to get a nose down there, but Jamie Perkins kind of brings it down, but we're going to see him at this point in time. Guys make a little bit of contact there, not bad. Well, actually bad, because both of them have wrecked. Caution has come out. Jamie Perkins and Ryan Perkins getting together here, so we'll go ahead and take a look and see what happened. As we were watching it from the bumper of Ryan Perkins, or Jamie Perkins. And really, folks, it didn't even catch what that was, which is quite weird. We kind of saw it live there. Those two cars got in side by side, made contact with one another. And that's what brought out the caution here tonight. Looks like a few folks are coming down pit road to grab some tires. Tanner Bethea decides to stay out. Everybody else on pit road. So we're going to have to see, Jake, are tires going to make a difference?
I would like to think so. They got 28 laps on this on the set that they have. I really didn't do too much testing and stuff. I know at the beginning of the season, I did a lot of test runs and made a lot of replay videos for the guys who wanted them. And over a 50 lap run, I think I did like 40 or 50 laps. My tires were pretty shot by the end of that 40, 50 laps, but I think I was pushing a little too hard. I'm trying to get everything done. But judging by how things are playing out through each and every single race, I do think tires are going to make a big difference, and especially with Cameron's speed that he's having, I think Tanner might be in a little bit of trouble by staying out.
As we're going to see, it's going to get a little jumbled up here. It looks like Ryan Perkins is the first one off of pit road. And then Cameron Mason. As we see some of the other cars catching up right now. Bobby Germain's going to line up in that fourth position. Looks like Doug Ellingson's going to roll off fifth, and then Jamie Perkins is going to roll off sixth here. So this is going to be interesting. I agree with you, Jake. I mean, 25 laps on those tires, they probably weren't the kindest to them. So I would think this is going to make a little bit of a difference here. But Tanner Bethea, as he shot out of the cannon, jumps out to the lead here. See the rest of these cars kind of scrambling here a little bit.
Oh, Jamie Perkins got loose, went around.
That should bring out the caution as the leaders are going to come around. There's a car parked. There it is. Go back and kind of take a look here. Yeah, as we're going to see Jamie Perkins right there in the back. Sails it off into the corner. Right there when he gets back into the gas. Yep, it just gets loose on him. You can see him try to correct it, and it just comes up the other direction. That's our second caution flag here tonight. Both of them involving Jamie Perkins. Oh, Tanner Bethea's decided to come down pit road and grab tires. Not that he had any issue coming from the back before, so maybe not a bad move here. That'll turn the lead of this race over to Cameron Mason. Actually, I take that back. It looks like Ryan Perkins is going to be the leader of this race.
Yes, that'll turn it over to Ryan.
We are working lap number 30 of our scheduled 70 here tonight under our second caution. Both of them pretty minor incidents. A couple cars tangled up, Jamie Perkins and Ryan Perkins. But everybody got that straightened out and going, and then Jamie Perkins there with a little bit of a self-spin with cold tires.
Always got to let them tires warm up before you really push it.
Yes.
I know you pounded that in my head time and time and time again.
It's the kind of the funny part about being about racing. You get out there and you just immediately want to go race. You don't want to wait on anything or do any of those types of things. It's time to put the pedal to the metal and get after it. And we've all been a victim of it. I've been a victim of the cold tires, spinning them or sailing it off into a corner and getting loose. And but you gotta let the car kind of come to you.
Oh yeah. I definitely am a habitual offender of cold tire restarts.
As we see Ryan Perkins here continuing to lead this race. Again, Tanner Bethea already up to the third position. His restarts have, been nothing short of amazing throughout the season so far. He knows when to get to the gas and how hard to get to the gas. And just like the start of the race, he makes short work of a couple drivers just through the restart, and then is able to pick off the top two as the laps kind of continue on here. As we see that top three nose to tail right now.
And Cameron Mason's doing an excellent job of protecting the bottom until right there. Ooh.
Everybody got it gathered up, though?
Yes. But as I was saying, Cameron Mason's doing an excellent job of protecting the bottom, trying to make Tanner work to burn up that right front tire by pushing it a little bit harder, try to get to the inside of them or sail it in a little bit harder, into the corner. But Cameron's doing a very good job at defending.
Yeah, I definitely think there are guys out here tonight that have the speed to match Tanner. It's can they not make the mistakes? Can they keep up the clean, consistent laps that Tanner can? And that's where you kind of see it. Every corner Tanner is on his line and working it. But when you see Cameron do the same thing, Tanner cannot get around him. He's just got to stay consistent and keep with it. And both of them right now gaining on our leader of Ryan Perkins. Move Tanner up to the second position as he continues to pick his way through. Getting ready to come up on lap number 40 here. This is the second time, Jake, we've seen him come from the back to the front.
Yeah, Tanner's putting on a hell of a show, putting on a clinic for everybody to watch. This is actually really amazing.
Yeah, folks, and this is not an easy track. There's not a lot of banking here, so you've really got to have a lot of throttle control to get this car through the corner. I know we talk a lot about, the car is a little bit easier to drive, pretty much is on rails, but it still takes a lot to make lap time here. And Tanner, again, showing that he can make it happen. Good to see Ryan out front, though, leading some laps here tonight. Running some really strong laps, too. But, again, there's that little mistake that opens up the door for Tanner. Oh, Cameron Mason trying to do it as well, but gets real loose down there. Should easily clear Ryan this time through the corner. So move Cameron up to the second position. Go back here and take a look at Jamie Perkins running in fourth right now. So good recovery after a couple incidents here tonight, but got that car up into the fourth position. So we see him and Bobby Germain kind of duking it out here for that fourth and fifth position. And then we go back and take a look at Doug Ellingson in the number 58 machine running back in sixth position. Having a very quiet night, which for him is probably a refreshing thing because he always seems to get tangled up in these races. But Doug having himself a pretty quiet night here this evening, just logging some laps and staying clean. Jamie Perkins.
I'll tell you what. Here's a little bit backstory of Mr. Doug Ellingson.
Oh.
His paint scheme is based off of his unit in the Army, and he's always been a very, very proud veteran, very proud that he served in the military. And over the years, he's kind of opened up about telling stories about when he was in the military, and he's very. It's so funny when he talks about when he was stationed over in Germany, when he was guarding the east-west border. The stories that he has from that time frame is just absolutely hilarious.
Oh, I can only imagine, man. I'd imagine he's got a lot of really cool things to talk about and the things he got to see and do. And Yeah, and that's a really cool backstory. I mean, I knew the backstory, but maybe a lot of our audience did not. But yeah, Doug's another one of the veterans that comes out and races with us, and has a lot of. I hope has a lot of fun. I know he's had some frustrating nights as well as we all do, but good to see him out here, and absolutely good to see him representing his old unit there on the car. As we head back up front here, Taylor Bethea starting to leg it out here a little bit, up to almost a 1.1 second lead over Cameron Mason. Ryan Perkins runs back in that third position right now, having himself a strong race. It looks like Bobby Jermaine has caught the 88 of Jamie Perkins into the wall. Oh, and that right front does not look good right now. That is not the way that tire is supposed to be pointing. Yep, and he definitely got the meatball flag. Is going to have to bring that down to pit road, because that is one very wounded 88 machine. Tough break for Jimmy here tonight.
That's pretty unfortunate. Definitely not a good start to the weeks for the Veterans for Life cars.
No, it hasn't been the best, that's for sure. I don't think either you or I had fun at Texas last night.
I was having a blast until I coming out of 4. I ended up smacking the where it goes from like the oval portion of the turn to the flat part of the front stretch. I ended up riding the wall, and then I smacked into that portion where it goes flat. That's where I got my meatball flag. Went down a lap. I ended up coming back and making it on the lead lap. So I mean, in turn, it was a good night that I finished on the lead lap, gained a couple spots back.
As we watch Tanner Bethea there make the move around Doug Ellingson to put him one lap down, and we continue to see Cameron Mason just kind of hanging out back there. He had down to about 0.8 of a second, but Tanner Bethea has stepped it out to 1.5 at this point in time. As he continues to lead here tonight, we're coming up on 10 laps left to go, folks. Just 10 laps left to go here at Langley Speedway in the Veterans for Life Late Model Stock Series. You know, we were talking about a couple things, pre-race, Jake, about one, maybe getting a couple more guys out here to come race with these guys. Give them some more people to run around, maybe some quicker guys so they can learn a little bit more. I don't know that Tanner needs to learn a whole lot more, but getting a few other people out here. This is supposed to be that learning period. So I think in the weeks to come, we'll kind of look at a couple different things, get maybe a couple of our more seasoned drivers out here to come out here and just kind of run with these guys, not compete for wins and things like that, but just get out here and run with them and kind of show them the ropes a little bit, and kind of make them work for some of the passes and understand a little bit more of the racecraft.
Yeah, and the whole idea is to learn, and I think judging by what you were saying pre-race, that it's one of the better ideas I think we've come up with in the past years. I mean, this series in a whole has always been a kind of like a goal that I've always had to do to help guys learn, because when I started, I didn't know anything whatsoever and didn't know how to, and I kind of gained that experience by trial and error until I hooked up with you and Jamie. And then that's when I really started getting shown the ropes and really started to pick up on things at a very drastic rate. And, starting this series was kind of that same goal of helping these guys pick it up at a faster rate than they would have to by themselves. And getting some of the more seasoned guys on the track, I think that would be more beneficial. Especially since they wouldn't really be competing for wins and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's an outstanding idea. As we see Doug Ellingson, looks like he's going to finish this race in the pits, as that is one mangled 58 machine. But we'll head back out front. 2 laps left to go here tonight at Langley Speedway. Looks like Tanner Bethea is going to win himself another race again as Cameron Mason has fallen 4 seconds behind him at this point in time. And Tanner just laying down a blistering pace. Looks like JV Perkins is going to, well, we're going to see how these two are going to duke it out. Final lap here tonight. Tanner just backs out of it, realizes he's got a 4-second lead. No need to go up there and try to duke this out with JV Perkins, who's already multiple laps down. And he is going to bring home the win here tonight at Langley. Congratulations, Tanner Bethea. So I've always got to pick on this kid. I don't know why. It's just, it's what I do. I got to get the story behind why he runs the number 11 because I'm not a fan of the number 11.
Definitely not a fan.
No.
I can confirm that.
But yeah, everybody, it's probably got some sort of meeting as we watch him do some victory burnouts here tonight. Been a couple of weeks since he got to, so he's really going to light him up here tonight. Congratulations to him. I mean, Cameron Mason with a very strong run in second position, and then Bobby Germain here getting himself a podium finish here tonight in third is awesome as well. So a lot of really, some good racing. We kind of talked about some of the things that we could do, and get some more guys out here so these guys can compete, learn a little racecraft, work on their passing and those types of things. But what I love seeing when we're broadcasting these races and watching them is we will see guys have the respect for one another and kind of move out of the way or get out of the leader's way or, hey, man, you're just faster. And I love seeing that, and I think that's a big part of what the series is all about as well.
I would definitely agree. A lot of respect in the series, and I've completely lost my train of thought. But yeah.
It happens to me all the time, man. I just keep rambling until it comes back. I think most people notice that. Like, what's he talking about now? And then I'll finally get back to what I was wanting to talk about. And they're like, oh, I see what he did there.
I don't have that gift.
I'm not saying it's a gift, sir. Not even close to saying that at all. And looks like we got a couple guys in the waiting room for their post-race interviews. Bobby Germain being the guy that never shows up. So what's up with your boy Bobby?
I did message him when last time he was on the podium. I did message him and say, hey, you don't want to get interviewed, and he hasn't. His mic and headset is kind of screwy, and he hasn't gotten. He didn't have that worked out. I was hoping he would have it worked out by now, but I don't think he does, man.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that then. We'll give him that. But Bobby Germain again with another incredible run here tonight, bringing that number 42 machine home in third place. So big congratulations to him as he continues to come out here and work his. Oh my goodness, is that a Bobby Germain sighting in the waiting room?
No, maybe it is.
Man, we're gonna have to drag him up here. I think we're in for a treat tonight, folks. Hey, Bobby, it's Pat and Jake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Sir.
Well, man, I think it's the first time I've actually had the opportunity to interview you, but a very strong third place finish here tonight, man. So kind of just take us through your race here tonight. It was a little bit up and down as you kind of battled through the field there. But take us through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring it home in third.
It was actually consistency, not every driving it and sliding out. Easy, cautious, and just last time laps and then put the motor down. I ran everybody's ground, but that much caution helped out. I knew cars on
I don't know if anybody else was able to make a whole lot of that out, but yeah, Bobby, you're definitely having some mic issues there. But it kind of sounded like you were talking about, when that caution came out, able to get those tires on it to stay up there and be able to compete and things like that. Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Good pit strategy. Good call to grab those new tires. And again, man, I mean, big congratulations on that podium finish here tonight. And I guess for the final question, because I don't want to keep you too long, we'll see if the mic issues kind of work themselves out, man. But you got any sponsors you need to thank? Any shout outs, anything like that?
Just, big shout out to you guys. I don't know if you can hear me better now, but I appreciate Mark and Sam and we for putting us on and having me be part of it. I appreciate it.
Outstanding, man. All right, brother. We'll get out there and celebrate another podium finish, and we'll see you back on track soon, brother. Ooh. All right. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, pre-race or pre-interview. Definitely got some audio issues to work out there. But hey, let's grab a hold of Big Cameron Mason here, and we'll see what Cameron's got to say about this second place finish here tonight. Hey, Cameron, it's Pat and Jacob at the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Cameron, another very strong run here tonight. Actually got to lead a few laps, and then was able to keep that car in second position. So, I mean, just kind of take us through your night here tonight and how you were able to bring it home with that podium finish.
So I practiced throughout the week. I really didn't know where I stood time-wise, and so during practice, I went out there, laid down a couple laps, waited for people to join, and then Tanner came in. I think within 5 laps, he beat my time. So I went over to his point of view. I watched what he was doing, and he was actually dipping his where you sit in the car. He was below the yellow line on his fast lap. So I tried to copy that, and I picked up a 10th. So I just tried running that line throughout the race, which I know probably wears out tires a little bit more. But I was hoping for a couple more cautions because he tends to stay on old tires.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I could have beat him on new tires if we would have got one late.
All right, man. That was a good second place finish. How was that? How did the car feel, later in the run after like 20, 30 laps?
Oh, I was pushing like a dump truck. I ain't even gonna lie. I got in the wall late. I was probably 10th and a half or 1 second, 1.5 seconds behind Tanner, and I was trying to drive it in there a little bit too hard. And coming out of the corner, I got in the wall, and then I was like, all right, just ease it. Don't lose second.
Well, that's good, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
No, you're doing great, man.
I'm doing it. I don't do this too often, Cameron. So it's going to be a very bad broadcast when you go back and watch it.
It's not going to be that bad.
I tend to forget what I'm talking about most of the time, but that was a great second place finish, man. You got any shout out sponsors?
Yep, just the usual Mason Fence LLC and RCF Fabrication and Powder Coating.
Nobody else?
Right, man.
Nothing?
Well, the past couple weeks, I've tried just leaning on myself, try and figure it out on my own, and I still appreciate the help from Brandon and crap, I'm forgetting his name now.
Wow.
Oh.
I can look it up. Give me a sec.
Oh, okay. We'll give you
Jamie, Brandon and Jamie. But
There we go.
I haven't messaged Jamie since probably a month, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's a part of this, getting some advice and things like that. But you've got to go out there and you got to learn your own style, and you got to run your race. We've damn sure seen the improvements, week in and week out. But again, I mean, congratulations on a second place finish, another podium finish for that 86 machine. So get out there and celebrate, man, and we will see you back on track next week.
All right, thank you.
He forgot Jamie's name.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that is kind of funny. Jamie wouldn't find that funny, but he's not here, so joke's on him.
Right?
All right, let's get Tanner up here. Hey, Tanner, it's Pat and Jake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, I know we had the off week and all those types of things, and so what'd you do during the off week?
Nothing. I said I was gonna practice, but I never did.
Y- You didn't do anything on iRacing? You didn't do anything?
I mean, I did a couple of hosted races,
Okay.
but that was it. I never ran at Langley though.
Well, I mean, obviously things worked out well here this evening. Congratulations on another win here. So as I always ask, I mean, kind of take us through your race. You had to start in the back. You quickly worked your way up and forward. Then a little bit of pit strategy, pit sequence, put you in the back again, and then you raced your way forward. So just take us through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring home another win.
Well, yeah, some of it wasn't pit strategy. I meant to pit with everybody else, but I missed pit lane. It kind of sneaks up on you. I didn't realize it was that close. And well, most of it was throttle control coming off of the corners because if you weren't careful enough, you would almost go straight into the wall. That wall comes straight out on you. I also learned a little bit trying to keep the steering wheel almost inside the yellow line. I felt like since I'm kind of de-wedging the car, I know it kind of burns up your tires a little bit, but I mean, I don't think I lost too much lap time there at the end.
Nah, man, you were still pulling away a little bit. I mean, you were still a few hundreds faster, than Cameron, especially later in the runs. But congrats on the win, by the way. Um, Pat does want to know what
Mhm.
the story is behind the number 11.
Oh, it's really nothing. I've just always liked the number 11, and I thought it was always just a cool number. I just like the 1-1, how it kind of like tilted to the side. But no, there's nothing really behind it. I just kind of been my favorite number ever since.
Okay. Well, then you're still all right in my book. Because if you were getting ready to say something crazy like you're a Denny Hamlin fan or something,
Oh
uh,
no.
yeah, we were going to have some issues. But so I have to assume that you watch racing in real life or follow racing and all that stuff. So, do you follow NASCAR?
Oh yeah. Well, and my dad runs late models in real life, so I kind of
Oh,
grown up around that my whole life. And the reason why that's the exact reason why I don't want to move away from these cars in this league is just because I was born up around them. They're my favorite. Finally get to race one of these in a video game. It's
ooh,
kind of
he's
like a dream come true.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure. A lot of times, Jamie Barkus used to do some crew chief kind of stuff in super late models, and he always talks about his time with that and down at Five Flags and places like that. So yeah, it's always cool when we go to those tracks too. And Jake can tell you, Jimmy's like, I remember that billboard, and that's where the spotter stand was, and so I can imagine it's super super cool for you. So if you were out there watching NASCAR and all those types of things, tell us who your driver is.
Chase Elliott.
Okay, I can't again. All right, all right. Now
Well,
you.
you don't like Chase Elliott?
No, I'm a huge Hendrick Motorsports fan.
Oh yeah, me too. That my dad used to race with Chase Elliott back in the day.
Oh, nice. Now, I grew up being a big Jeff Gordon fan. I'm from Indiana. He was born and raised, well, not born here in Indiana. He was raised and learned how to race here in Indiana. So I grew up a big Jeff Gordon fan, and I've always just been a Hendrick Motorsports fan. I'm more of a William Byron fan. Hence the whole 20. He races the 24 and all that other fun stuff. But no, I thought it was probably one of the coolest things in the world when Chase Elliott took over for Jeff Gordon, and then finally won that race at Watkins Glen for his first win. I thought was super cool.
Oh yeah.
But but we could talk about NASCAR and racing and all kinds of crazy stuff. But man, you continue to come out here and dominate week in and week out. Congratulations on another win. It's. I know sometimes you might, or I think you have said it's easy. It's not easy sometimes getting out here, and we made comment about it a lot during the race. You're very consistent with your lap times. You're very consistent where you put the car, and that's why it's adding up to speed and wins. So man, keep up what you're doing. Congratulations again. Get out there and celebrate, and then we will see you back on track next week.
All right, man. I see you.
Oh, I didn't let him thank anybody, did I?
No, you didn't.
Well, we know, Mom and Dad Bethea. We know he was going to thank you. He loves you a lot, appreciates everything. We love having him around here in racing. Shame we couldn't get Will out here tonight, man. But another really good race here for Tanner tonight, and glad he was able to bring home the win. He's a lot of fun to talk to. Great kid.
He also wanted to thank Veterans for Life for sponsoring the late models.
That's true, and I think he wanted to give us up in the broadcast booth a big shout out too.
You maybe. I mean, me. I don't think people want to listen to me anymore tonight.
For being the best ever. But as we got to wrap up things here tonight from Langley Speedway, again, congratulations to Tanner Bethea on another strong win here tonight. Cameron Mason continues to get better and better each and every week. Solid second place finish. Bobby Germain, it was awesome to kind of talk to him. But hey, bringing it home in third position. Ryan Perkins back in fourth. Jamie Perkins ended up finishing fifth. Doug Ellingson with a tough night there. He ends up finishing the race on pit road 8 laps down. Where are we at next week, Jake?
God, I don't even know.
Well, how about we do something cool like pull up the schedule?
We're at Southern National next week.
Another fun little track. Southern National is a whole lot of fun. I think these guys are going to have a lot of fun with it as well, as they do each and every week at all these different speedways that we've been bringing them to. And then right after that, one of my very favorite tracks, we're going to head to the Milwaukee Mile. Love that track. Can't wait to see what these guys do on a mile track. But looking forward to that. So big shout out to all our sponsors. Huge shout out to Veterans for Life and all that they're doing, helping our nation's warriors all across the United States with veteran training and housing and all kinds of stuff. Jam Printing and Promotions for all they're doing for us. We've got new hats and T-shirts and things like that. So be sure to check all that stuff out. It's in our Discord channel. Cruising Classics, we'll be behind the wheel in the Cruising Classics Next Gen series tomorrow at Talladega Super Speedway. So tune in on the V Speed Network for that. And then Thursday, we'll be in the trucks, and we're going to be at Jake's favorite place, Mr. Nashville himself, at Nashville Super Speedway. Jake.
Yes, sir. I can't wait. I can't wait to get back on Nashville. That's one of my all-time favorite tracks. My number one favorite track of all time. Even watching it in real life on TV and watching the pros do it, it's wild. I love that track so much.
Yeah, can't wait. And again, this is going to be the next 4 weeks. Is going to be the run to the playoffs in the Cruising Classics Next Gen Series and the Truck Series. So we'll be setting the playoff field here over the next couple weeks. But again, thanks to everybody that tunes in. Thanks to everybody that comes out and support us. Please visit us at goatlockerracing.com. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our Twitter page. Give us a like, a share, all those different types of things. The more people we can reach, the more people we can bring here for a little bit of what we like to call speed therapy. So thanks, everybody, and we will see you next week.